All right, well, I am back with Steffi Smith, who just read his Regency Goddess, her entry into the Curves and Cravats multi-author series. And one thing that stood out to me, well, you kind of framed it first as you were setting up the scene that we were about to see Sinclair's Vanity. And then we also have Sophie's kind of contemplation of beauty when she's looking at the Botticelli. Can you talk about at what point in writing did you find vanity slash beauty as a theme, and how did you decide to work with it?
So with the vanity, when I started to, I guess, form this story in my mind, and just with the message of the collaboration itself around body positivity, I didn't want to make it a story around Sophie feeling overly, negative about herself and having to like constantly validate. So the inspiration, which is kind of cheeky with the Botticelli, because I'm pretty sure it's never even been to England, but I took a bit of poetic license there because once I got the idea in my head, like it just needed to happen that way. And it's such an iconic piece of artwork of the female figure. So with that in mind, I wanted Sophie to look at the painting and see herself in it, like in a way of like beauty, in a way of like positive comparison and not, comparing herself in a way that, doesn't make her feel good about herself. And then with Sinclair, I guess with his characterization, he's a good looking guy, he's been with lots of women, does as he pleases. So he's got that vanity. But when he, I guess, meets Sophie, it kind of, rocks him to his core in a way, as in he's never quite seen somebody quite like her before, like come to life after he's some more background. He's just been abroad, like, traveling through, Europe and met lots of different women along the way. So, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I like that because I think we have a stereotype in our modern heads that women care about what we look like and men just like don't, like they don't, they'll just put on, basic deodorant and call it the day. But of course, men do experience vanity. And so I like that it's a Regency trope too, that there are dandies, but that you really like
Yeah.
leaned into that and had him be Sophie's foil. And that, like, he's in such a vanity complex that colorful cloth. Oh, that's just for fops. I can't possibly wear anything colorful.
Yes.
I love that. So, you mentioned in your intro that your stories come to you through your dreams and your fantasies. So, I'm really curious to hear more about your muse. Can you tell us about how stories come to you through your dreams?
This one was actually very random. So, one of my fellow writer friends, Olivia Fleur, she was part of the collab originally and she had to pull out and she put some feelers out. And I was like, oh, this is something I want to do, but it's, a couple of months away. I don't quite have a story. And I'm like, let me think about it. Within 2 days, Sin came to me, Sophie came to me, the Botticelli came to me. And I think it was like when I say dreams, like, that when you're trying to fall asleep and I'm not a good sleeper, your mind just races. I tend to like, I guess, like fantasize or, picture, imagine, think of things, imagine myself in the historical setting. And that's just kind of how it started to come to me. Yeah, within that literally 2 day period. And I was like, I'm in. So I joined it. And then the story just flowed really organically to me. So even though I probably didn't have as much time as one would normally have to write a book, and it is a novella, so it's only around the 20,000 word mark, it was just like it was meant to be with just kind of how it all panned out. Like I didn't struggle with getting from start to finish.